I remember feeling completely lost, like I was standing still while life kept moving forward. Even today, that feeling is easy to recall. The fear wasn't loud, it was quiet and constant. It sat in my chest every evening when I opened my banking app or spread bills across the kitchen table. There was always more month left than money. One month it was the credit card bill, minimum due paid, balance barely reduced. Another month it was the car MI that hit before the salary arrived. I'd promised myself, next month will be better. It never was. This was supposed to be adulthood, being dependable, being the provider. But instead of feeling capable, I felt small. Inside me was a scared kid doing mental math at midnight, wondering whether to delay the electricity bill or swipe the card one more time for groceries. I worried about everything. How would we manage school fees when they increased next year? What if one medical emergency wiped out whatever little savings we had? How would we ever afford college, retirement, or even a simple vacation without using a loan? Every month followed the same pattern. Salary came in, EMIs, rent, insurance, subscriptions, and card payments swallowed it whole. What remained felt like loose change. No savings, no buffer, no control. I worked harder, stayed late, chased increments, but it felt like running on a treadmill. Sweat everywhere, progress nowhere. Money conversations with my wife were the worst. What started as a simple question, "Can we afford this?" ended in silence or arguments. She was scared. I felt ashamed. Neither of us said it out loud, but both of us were thinking the same thing. What if this never gets better? Sometimes things looked okay on paper. A bonus month, a tax refund, a zero balance statement for a moment. I'd tell myself, relax, everyone lives like this. But deep down, I knew the truth. One missed paycheck or one hospital bill could collapse everything. And then came the breaking point. For some, it's a rejected loan. For others, it's a bounced check or a call from the bank. For me, it was realizing that despite earning more than I ever had, I was still drowning. The lifestyle had grown, but security hadn't. Years earlier, my wife and I had already experienced what financial collapse looks like. On the outside, we seemed successful. Properties, assets, big numbers. But it was all borrowed. When things turned, they turned fast. Loans became liabilities. Assets became burdens. Eventually, we lost everything. Lawsuits, foreclosures, bankruptcy, and two small kids depending on us. That pain forced a change. I stopped looking for shortcuts and started looking for truth. I spoke to people who were genuinely wealthy, not flashy, not stressed, not drowning in debt. I read, I observed, and slowly the uncomfortable realization hit me. The real problem wasn't the economy. It wasn't inflation. It wasn't my salary. It was me, my habits, my impatience, my need for comfort now instead of security later. I learned something simple but powerful. Money success isn't about intelligence. It's about behavior. Most people know they shouldn't carry credit card balances. Most know they should save. But knowing doesn't change lives. Doing does. So we started small. Very small. A basic emergency fund, even if it took months. Cutting credit cards. Saying no to upgrades. Driving the same car while others changed theirs. Cooking at home while friends ordered out. Using cash and envelopes instead of swiping plastic. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't easy. But something unexpected happened. For the first time, money stopped surprising us. Expenses didn't feel like a tax. Emergencies became inconveniences instead of disasters. Slowly, debt reduced. Savings grew. Peace replaced panic. I saw families just like ours do the same. A teacher paying off years of loans. A couple clearing 50 lakh rupees in debt by downsizing. A single-income household choosing stability over status. Ordinary people making uncommon choices for a short period, and winning. The lesson was clear. If you're willing to live differently now than most people are comfortable living, you'll eventually live in a way most people never will. Today, money no longer controls our decisions. We plan, we choose, we sleep better. We're no longer paying interest, we're earning it. The fear that once sat at the kitchen table is gone. And here's the truth no one tells you. The real money battle isn't with banks, bosses, or markets. It's with the person in the mirror. Win that battle, and everything changes.
Thanks for watching. If this connected with you, like, comment, and subscribe to Money and Life.